Prime Minister Phangkham Vipawan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Planning and Investment Dr. Soniksai Sivandon, distinguished ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to join the 13th high-level roundtable meeting in Lao PDR. It takes place as many parts of the world are still in the grips of the COVID-19 pandemic. Vaccine inequity is driving an uneven global economic recovery, and climate change remains the biggest international challenge in recent memory. Yet, major transitions are afoot. Over the past weeks, the world gathered in Glasgow to address our climate crisis. We saw how many developing countries, like the Lao People's Democratic Republic, are leading the way when it comes to increasing climate ambition. The government has submitted an enhanced NDC with ambitious objectives to achieve by the year 2030. That includes reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 60% and increasing forest cover by 70%. Lao PDR is also using its NDC to create a circular economy that will help to design out pollution and shape a low-carbon future. The second voluntary national review also attested to the strong commitment of the government to the Sustainable Development Goals. Lao PDR is in the midst of wider change. It is on a path to graduate from least developed country status in 2026. The 9th National Socio-Economic Development Plan presents an opportunity for Lao PDR to pursue a smooth graduation. A strategy to build forward better from COVID-19 should be an integral part of this plan, given that the pandemic has deepened existing inequalities. Indeed, the most vulnerable people are bearing the brunt of its impacts everywhere. Women and girls have suffered disproportionately in most countries from job and income losses due to their overrepresentation in informal sectors. Many women continue to work on the front lines, sustaining critical healthcare systems, just to give one example. They also undertake the most unpaid care work. Like other countries across the globe, gender-based violence has spiked in Lao PDR in the wake of the pandemic. And children have also lost many valuable months of schooling. Yet, Lao PDR is setting the conditions for a sustainable recovery from COVID-19. It is currently on target to vaccinate 50% of the population by the end of 2021, and it is helping to insert the DNA of a green recovery into stimulus and recovery measures. That includes major efforts to make the tourism industry greener and more sustainable. Notably, Lao PDR is also aiming to make targeted green investments to reduce dependence on natural resource extraction. The UN development system is supporting these system-wide ranging efforts, as well as key areas such as human capital, good governance, the rule of law, and planetary health. And together we are also exploring the new financing options for the 9th National Socio-Economic Development Plan. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the urgency of bringing our development model back with planetary boundaries cannot be overemphasized. In Paris, we were heading for a 3.5 degrees Celsius world. After Glasgow, the world may be looking at a more likely scenario of 2.4 or 2.5 degrees. While we are still a long way from our 1.5 degrees goal, it is important to recognize what we are achieving in just these 5 years of the Paris Agreement by working together as an international community and through national leadership. Indeed, COP26 should give everybody even more reason to care about what happens in the next few years, not just in the long run or by 2050. At this pivotal moment for our planet, let me conclude by underlining the importance for all development partners to work together to continue enhancing development cooperation. Indeed, development is no longer a one-way transfer of funds, expertise, or technology. Rather, it is centered on the principle of co-creating and, I would argue, co-investing in solutions. In that spirit, the entire United Nations family will continue to be on hand to support Lao PDR in pursuit of its 2030 agenda. Together, we are helping to realize what I hope will be a greener, a more inclusive, and a more sustainable future for all, as well as the people of Lao PDR. Thank you so much.